Alright everyone, it's Freddie out here. So, we're finally coming out of lockdown. I know, I can't believe it either. Honestly, this past year has been rough, so nice one if you've managed to come out the other end. We've all lost it a bit in lockdown, to be honest. I mean, I started a YouTube channel, so that was proof enough that I was getting pretty bored. And I'm not the only one. Over the course of lockdown, we've all picked up some wacky habits to pass the time, so why not look back on them before we all come out and drop them all immediately? So these aren't necessarily things that I've done in lockdown, although like one or two of them are, sure. But these are some things that I've picked out off the internet. Things maybe you've done, or someone in your family's done, or something like that. I don't know. Ready? Let's go, party rockers. This is kinda nostalgic Lockdown 1 vibes. Remember when people just started cooking and baking out of nowhere and posting it all over TikTok? It got so bad we actually had a flour shortage at the beginning of lockdown here in the UK. I know, right? Like another lifetime. Apparently 40% of people turned to cooking during lockdown. I'd say turned to cooking like cooking is some kind of strange addiction, right? But it's actually pretty cute, really, isn't it? I know loads of people who can't cook at all, and seeing people learn to cook is definitely not a bad thing. Some people have linked it to anxiety and pointed out there might be a correlation between the amount of people baking and levels of anxiety. Apparently rolling, kneading and mixing all have a calming quality. But so does looking at pictures of frogs, and I know what I'd rather do. Yeah, so I can't say it's something I've taken to. I'm a student and I love fitting the stereotype too much. But even I've tried my hand at a few new dishes. Some of my classic items are canned chili beans with some onion in it, baked salmon with whatever half-rotten vegetables are at the bottom of the fridge, and olives straight from the jar. Call me Gordon Ramsay. Okay, so even if it's not my thing, it's been nice to see all the funky new recipes people are making on TikTok. I actually saw some guy come up with a full taster menu at some point, and as someone who hasn't had fresh bread since he was a kid, it's got some nice wholesome vibes. I can actually smell the TikToks. That's not a phrase I ever want to say again. Okay, so from something I could simply never do, lest I get my hands dirty, to something I've actually been doing. I've been learning German for a while now, but lockdown's really given me a chance to practice. I've been doing online courses, flashcards, listening stuff, whatever I can get my hands on, really. During lockdown number 1, Duolingo had a 300% jump in new users, which is actually pretty cool when you think about it. The BBC say it's got something to do with pent-up regret, which sounds about right. Regret really do be the only thing driving us through life, right? It's probably got something to do with wanting to travel and being unable to as well. Like having just started uni when the thing hit. I had some pretty big plans to go traveling and stuff, which were, yeah, shelved pretty quickly. For me though, as much as I like the idea of traveling and that's really driving me to learn a language, I also just kind of need something to do. But no, trust me, it takes time. Like, learning a language is one of the most difficult and frustrating things you can do, guaranteed. And if you've started with this over lockdown, nothing but respect, mate. Nice one. So, like most people, I tried to be all health is wealth and exercise every day at the start of lockdown. And when I started planning this video, I, like, let's face it, pretty much everyone else, had completely binned it off. This isn't the first lockdown when we were all trying to come out the other end as new, improved versions of ourselves like, nah mate, I'm just surviving this one, but pop off. Everyone was buying workout equipment. Do you guys remember that? In fact, sales of workout equipment increased by 5,800% during the first lockdown. Yeah, 5,800%. That's a lot of exercise. People were going out in their gardens, enjoying the sun, having a lovely time, and honestly, I'm feeling a bit bad about that. Today, it's been snowing. What a day to record a video on. Cozy vibes, snowing outside, right? In any case, I didn't buy any new workout equipment because I'm a student with even less money than sense. I got my old bike out the shed and started cycling every few days, which was great until I dropped my bike and it broke and I couldn't be bothered to fix it. I think that summarises how lockdown's going for me, to be honest. After that, I had a pop at doing some weightlifting in my living room or watching YouTube, but it just wasn't the same really. It was kind of boring, I was feeling a bit like I wanted to get outside, and I binned it off after like a week. Maybe 2, if we're being generous. But I'm on a break from uni right now, and I look back at this old video script that I've been sitting on for literally months, and felt a little bit, disappointed. Like, I haven't really been looking after myself during lockdown at all. I've mostly been eating spicy Doritos and playing Valorant like an epic gamer. I don't actually play Valorant, for the record. But I heard about this thing called Couch to 5k that somebody told me about. And it's like everything I got from cycling without having to bother fixing my bike. It's amazing. Life-changing. Incredible. Hard to keep up. Maybe. But don't fault me for trying to recollect that lockdown 1 energy. So far, yeah, it's going well. I've only sprained my ankle like twice in 6 weeks. Drink of water. Okay, here's something a bit more wholesome to end on. Almost immediately when lockdown kicked off, we saw this huge amount of mutual aid emerging. I remember seeing loads of community groups and people with cars. Those people with cars. Going around and doing people's shopping, dropping off groceries, medication. Here in the UK, people just started volunteering for the NHS, which is basically like our health service. It's been amazing to see people pulling together under such difficult circumstances. We often immediately think that people are selfish and don't want to help one another out, but stuff like this really gives me hope and makes you realise that people can be pretty bad, actually, can't they? But people can also be pretty great, and, you know, loads of people needed help and loads of other people immediately turned out to help them. That's great, I like that. So yeah, that's kind of a nice note to end on. Hopefully stuff like this will continue well after lockdown because it has been such a lifeline for so many people and, it could really continue to be good for people. I suppose lockdown's been a weird experience for everyone when you get down to it, but it's hobbies like these that have really got us through the past year of being confined to our bedrooms. It's only recently hit me how weird that is that for a year, I have only left my bedroom on very select occasions. No, I was like a very outdoorsy kind of get out, do things person. It's been so strange. But yeah, hobbies like these are the things that have got us through it. And in the case of mutual aid, help to get other people through it, and that's great. I'd like to continue with some of the stuff that I've picked up well after all this is over. What about you? What have you picked up? Let me know in the comments section below. Hopefully the rest of lockdown is a bit more painless and we can all be outside with our mates, vibing again before long. But until then, have a good one, everyone. I haven't got an outro yet, so this is Freddie. Out? That was funny, wasn't it?